"It's so huge!" she exclaimed. "Don't stop," she added, a smile spreading across her face. The mountain wind howled through the canyon as Zara struggled up the rocky path toward the smoke plume. Her emergency scanner had detected the crash 3 hours ago, and she'd been hiking ever since, her breath forming clouds in the thin air. Whatever had fallen from the sky had chosen the most remote corner of her research station's territory to land. When she finally reached the site, her jaw dropped. A sleek obsidian pod lay embedded in the scree, still radiating heat. Strange symbols glowed faintly along its surface, pulsing like a dying heartbeat. This wasn't any human technology she recognized. Zara's hands trembled as she approached. 20 years studying theoretical xenobiology, and she might be standing before actual proof of extraterrestrial life. She circled the pod carefully, noting the hull's organic curves, the way the material seemed to shift in the light. A hiss made her jump back. The pod was opening. Purple light spilled out, and with it came a figure. Zara's mind struggled to process what she saw. A woman humanoid at least collapsed onto the rocky ground. Her skin was a deep purple that seemed to shimmer like amethyst, and long black hair cascaded around her shoulders in thick, wavy streams. Blood, or something like it, seeped from a wound on her arm. Crystalline and luminescent, the woman's eyes flickered open, meeting Zara's. They were striking violet irises with depths that seemed to contain galaxies. Fear flashed across her face, and she tried to scramble backward, wincing in pain. "Wait," Zara said softly, raising her hands. "I won't hurt you. I'm a scientist. Let me help." The woman spoke, her voice melodic but the words incomprehensible. She gestured at her wound, then at the mountains surrounding them, clearly distressed. Zara slowly removed her medical kit from her pack, moving deliberately so as not to startle her unexpected visitor. She pointed to the supplies, then to the wound. "Help," she repeated, hoping her tone conveyed her meaning. The woman watched her for a long moment, those extraordinary eyes searching Zara's face. Something passed between them, an understanding beyond language. Slowly, she extended her injured arm as Zara knelt beside her and began carefully cleaning the wound. She noticed how the woman's skin felt warm despite the cold air, smooth and slightly luminescent up close. Their eyes met again, and Zara felt something shift in her. Just the beginning of something that would change both their lives. Forever. The alien woman whispered something that sounded like Lyria, touching her. "Chest, Zara," she replied, mirroring the gesture. It was a start. The neural translator had taken 3 days to calibrate, but when Lyria's voice finally came through in comprehensible words, Zara felt tears prick her eyes. They sat in the research station's common room, the windows revealing a spectacular sunset painting the mountains gold and crimson. "My name is Lyria Solvana," the alien woman said, her actual voice harmonizing strangely with the translator's interpretation. "I am was a scholar on Velthera. My family is prominent in the Planetary Council." Zara leaned forward, cradling her coffee mug. "Was? What happened?" Lyria's expression darkened, her purple skin seeming to dim slightly. "An arranged union. A political marriage to someone I've never loved, never even liked. Lord Kethron of the Northern Dominion." She looked down at her hands. "On my world, such alliances strengthen territories. But I wouldn't spend my life as a bargaining piece." "So you ran," Zara said softly. "I stole an escape pod during the pre-ceremony rituals. I didn't even know where I was going. I just activated random coordinates and jumped." Lyria's laugh was bitter. "My family will consider me dead. It's easier than acknowledging a daughter who chose disgrace." Zara reached across the space between them, her fingers hovering near Lyria's hand. "Here on Earth, we call that bravery." Their fingers touched, and electricity seemed to spark between them. Lyria's eyes widened, and for a moment neither moved. Then Lyria gently intertwined her fingers with Zara's, and the world seemed to narrow to just that point of contact. "Tell me about Earth," Lyria whispered. "About you." The conversation stretched long into the nights that followed. Zara described Earth's oceans, cities, the diversity of human culture. Lyria spoke of Velthara's 3 moons, bioluminescent forests, music that could reshape matter. They shared stories, dreams, fears. On the 4th night, as they sat watching Aurora dance across the sky, Lyria rested her head on Zara's shoulder. The gesture felt natural, inevitable. Zara's arm wrapped around her, pulling her closer. "Your hair is beautiful," Zara murmured, unable to stop herself from running her fingers through those long black waves. "Like silk." Lyria turned to look up at her, their faces suddenly close. "Zara," she began, but words seemed insufficient. "I know," Zara breathed. "I feel it too." Their lips met softly, tentatively, a question and an answer all at once. Lyria's mouth was warm, tasting faintly of the sweet fruit Zara had introduced her to earlier. The kiss deepened, and Zara's hand cupped Lyria's face, marveling at the warmth of her skin. When they finally pulled apart, both were breathless. Lyria's skin had taken on a brighter glow, luminescent in the darkness. "On my world," Lyria said, her voice husky, "when someone glows like this, it means ... What does it mean?" Zara asked, though she thought she knew. "Desire," Lyria whispered, pulling Zara into another kiss. "Deep desire." They moved to Zara's quarters, hands exploring, learning each other's bodies with reverent curiosity. Every touch was a discovery, every kiss a promise of more. The storm hit on the 7th day, fierce and unrelenting. Snow piled against the station's windows, wind shrieking through the mountain passes. The world outside became a white void, and inside, Zara and Lyria existed in their own universe. "Trapped," Lyria said, watching the blizzard through the reinforced glass. But she was smiling. "Terrible fate," Zara replied, coming up behind her and wrapping her arms around Lyria's waist. She pressed a kiss to the purple skin of her neck. Feeling Lyria shiver against her, they had fallen into an easy intimacy over the past days. Morning coffee shared in comfortable silence, Lyria's legs draped across Zara's lap while she worked. Stolen kisses that grew less stolen and more constant. The air between them hummed with unspoken want. "Show me this dancing you mentioned," Lyria said suddenly, turning in Zara's embrace. "The Earth custom." Zara grinned and pulled up music on her tablet, something slow and sensual. "Like this," she said, taking Lyria's hand and placing her other hand on Zara's shoulder. We moved together. They swayed to the rhythm, bodies pressed close. Lyria learned quickly, her movements fluid and graceful. The dance became something else, a conversation in motion, hips aligning, hands wandering to backs, waists lower. Zara spun Lyria out and pulled her back in, and suddenly they were kissing again, hungry and urgent. "Bedroom," Zara gasped against Lyria's mouth. "Now." They barely made it, shedding clothes along the way. In the dim light of Zara's quarters, Lyria's purple skin glowed softly, illuminating the space with an ethereal radiance. Zara traced patterns across that luminescent skin, mapping every curve and plane. "You're stunning," she whispered, laying Lyria back on the bed. Lyria pulled her down, their bodies aligning perfectly. "So are you," she breathed. "Show me how humans love." They explored each other with passionate intensity, learning what made the other gasp, moan, arch into touch. Zara discovered that Lyria's skin became more luminous with pleasure, glowing brighter as desire built. Lyria found the sensitive places that made Zara cry out her name. Time lost meaning. They made love as the storm raged outside, then again more slowly, tenderly. Between, they talked, sharing secrets in the darkness. I never felt this with anyone on Velthera, Lyria confessed, her head on Zara's chest. I thought perhaps I was incapable of passion. But it wasn't that. I just hadn't met you. Zara's throat tightened with emotion. I spent so long searching the stars for intelligent life. I never imagined I'd find love there too. Is that what this is? Lyria asked softly, rising to look into Zara's eyes. Love? Zara cupped her face, thumb stroking across that beautiful purple cheek. Yes, I love you, Lyria. Lyria's glow intensified, her whole body radiating joy. I love you too, she whispered, and kissed Zara again with a tenderness that made Zara's heart ache. They fell asleep tangled together. The storm singing them to rest, two souls from different worlds finding home in each other. The sound of a helicopter shattered their peaceful morning. Zara bolted upright in bed, her heart hammering. She'd been so lost in Lyria that she'd completely forgotten Marcus was due for the monthly supply run. What is it? Lyria asked, alarm coloring her voice as she heard the approaching rotors. My colleague. He's early. Zara was already pulling on clothes, her mind racing. You need to hide. The lab go to the storage room in the back. Don't come out until I say. Lyria grabbed her arm, violet eyes wide. Zara, if he finds me, he won't, trust me. Zara kissed her quickly, fiercely. Go. Now? She watched Lyria disappear into the lab section before rushing to the entrance. Her reflection in the window showed disheveled hair and kiss-bruised lips. She looked exactly like someone who'd spent days making love. She hastily smoothed her hair as the helicopter touched down. Dr. Marcus Reeves emerged from the aircraft, his weather-beaten face breaking into a grin. Zara, good to see you. Sorry, a early weather window opened up unexpectedly. He hefted supply crates, his eyes scanning the station. Everything okay? You look flushed. Fine, just surprised. She helped him carry boxes inside, hyper-aware of any trace Lyria might have left. A purple hair on the couch. The second coffee mug. How long are you staying? Just need to use the bathroom and warm up before heading back. He set down the crates and stretched. Actually, I should check the equipment in the lab while I'm here. The biomonitors were acting up last month. Zara's blood turned to ice. They're fine. I fixed them. Better safe than sorry. Marcus was already walking toward the lab entrance. Marcus, wait, but he was through the door. Zara ran after him, arriving just in time to see him freeze in the doorway of the storage room. Lyria stood there, her purple skin unmistakable, black hair cascading down her back, caught like a deer in headlights. What the hell? Marcus breathed, stumbling backward. His hand went to the emergency beacon on his belt. Zara, what is that? She's not a that, Zara snapped, stepping between them. Her name is Lyria. She's a refugee. Marcus's face had gone pale. An alien. An actual alien. Do you have any idea what you've done? Harboring unregistered extraterrestrial life, that's a global security violation. You'll lose everything. Your career, your freedom. I know the risks. Zara's voice cracked. But I couldn't just let her die out there, and I can't turn her over to be dissected or imprisoned. Lyria emerged from the storage room, her chin raised despite the fear in her eyes. I will leave, she said quietly. I won't let Zara suffer for helping me. I can repair my pod, return to space. Find another world. No. Zara turned to her, taking her hands. You can't survive out there alone. The pod barely made it here. Then what? Lyria's eyes glistened with unshed tears. I won't let you lose everything for me. Marcus watched them, his expression shifting as he saw their joined hands, the way they looked at each other. "You're in love with her," he said, not quite a question. Zara met his eyes steadily. "Yes, I love her. And I know you have protocols to follow, Marcus. But I'm begging you, just give me time to figure this out." Marcus ran a hand through his gray hair, conflict warring across his face. He looked at Lyria, really looked at her, not as an alien specimen, but as a person. "How did you get here?" "I fled an arranged marriage," Lyria said softly. "On my world, I had no choice, no freedom. I chose exile over a life without love." Something in Marcus's expression softened. He was quiet for a long moment, then sighed heavily. "My daughter. She came out to me last year, told me she'd rather lose her family than live a lie." He looked at Zara. "I didn't understand then, but I do now." "Marcus," he held up a hand. "Give me 24 hours. Don't do anything stupid. I need to think." Part 5. New Beginnings. Marcus returned the next morning with Dr. Helena Voss, the director of the Global Xenological Initiative, and his ex-wife. Zara's stomach dropped when she saw them both emerge from the helicopter. "Before you panic," Marcus said, "hear us out." Helena's sharp eyes took in everything, the nervous way Zara stood protectively near the lab, the barely concealed fear. "Dr. Chen, Marcus has told me an interesting story. I'd like to meet your guest." Zara led them inside, where Lyria waited with quiet dignity. Helena studied her for a long moment, then extended her hand. "Lyria Solvana, I presume. I'm Dr. Voss. Your arrival presents both problems and opportunities." "I understand if you must detain me," Lyria said, shaking her hand. "I ask only that Zara not be punished for her kindness. Actually, I have a different proposal." Helena pulled out a tablet, tapping through documents. "The GX was established precisely for situations like this, first contact scenarios. We've been operating in theoretical mode for decades. You, Miss Solvana, are the opportunity to make it real." Zara blinked. "What are you suggesting?" "We document this as an official first contact event. Lyria receives diplomatic asylum as a political refugee from an extraterrestrial nation. Dr. Chun becomes the primary liaison officer. It's protocol for the discovering scientist." Helena's lips quirked. "The fact that you've already established communication and trust only strengthens the case. Why would you do this?" Lyria asked, suspicion in her voice. Helena glanced at Marcus, and something unspoken passed between them. "Because 30 years ago, I let protocol cost me my marriage. I chose career over love, rules over heart. I won't force someone else to make that mistake." She looked at Zara and Lyria. "Love is rare enough in this universe. We should protect it when we find it." The next weeks were a whirlwind. Official documentation, medical examinations, diplomatic protocols. The story broke worldwide. Earth's first confirmed alien visitor. Lyria handled the attention with grace. Though she never strayed far from Zara's side, 6 months later, they stood in the station's common room, now expanded to accommodate visiting researchers. But tonight, it was just them, watching the stars emerge as dusk fell over the mountains. "Do you ever regret it?" Zara asked softly. "Leaving your world?" Lyria turned to her, those violet eyes full of warmth. "I left a planet, but I found a home." She took Zara's hand, pressing it over her heart. "Here, with you." "I'm teaching a course next month," Zara said, "on Velthary biology and culture." "Your culture. Would you co-teach with me?" "Sharing our worlds," Lyria mused. "I like that." She paused. "And I've been working on something too. A long-range communicator. I thought maybe I could reach out to my sister. Let her know I'm alive. That I'm happy." Zara pulled her close. "You think she'd understand?" My sister always understood me better than anyone. Except you. Lyria kissed her softly. She used to say that the stars themselves couldn't contain real love, that it would find a way across any distance. Wise woman. She would like you, Lyria said with a smile. Maybe one day, if relations between our worlds open up, she could visit. I'd like that. A proper meeting with the in-laws. Lyria laughed, the sound like music. In-laws. I'm still learning your terms. She grew serious. But yes, family. That's what we're building, isn't it? Our own family, blending two worlds. Zara thought about the future spreading before them, challenges, certainly, but also infinite possibilities. Teaching together, exploring together, loving together. Lyria had shown Earth that humanity wasn't alone in the universe. But more than that, she'd shown Zara that love transcended all boundaries, species, planets, stars. Yes, Zara whispered, holding the woman she loved under the emerging stars. Our own family. Our own world. Lyria's skin began to glow with that familiar luminescence, and Zara smiled, recognizing the sign. She led Lyria toward their bedroom, where they would once again lose themselves in each other. Two beings from different corners of the universe who had found something truly universal love without limits. Connection without borders, home in each other's arms, outside. The stars wheeled overhead, silent witnesses to a love story that proved the universe was far more beautiful and mysterious than anyone had imagined. And in the warmth of their embrace, Zara and Lyria knew they had found something worth crossing galaxies for each other. The end.